What is up, YouTube? All right, it has been way too long since my last update, and I apologize to everybody who subscribes to my channel, new subscribers as well. You know, I've been super busy at work, and it's really been killing me, and I've barely had time to even think about the next episode of the Walstad, but I guarantee you it's coming. And I guarantee you that I've got a certification test coming up in December, and after that's done, I guarantee you I will have time to put that together and get that to you quickly. So I apologize for that. I know you guys are looking forward to it. Everybody's giving me huge positive results on it. So I wanted to give a little update, a little bit in between, series in the Walstad method, just to give you an idea of what a well set up Walstad tank, and by far, I'm not saying that I'm perfect in it, but what a well set up Walstad tank can do and what it looks like. So we'll take a look first at my 55. So this has been up for almost a year now. So it's a fairly mature tank, but not a really mature one. It's still got some time left in it, right? So it's about a year old. Let's just say it's a year old. All right. And this was my first Walstad tank that I set up, my first real Walstad tank. And it's doing really well. And what I'm showing you now is a tank that hasn't been touched in nearly 3 weeks. I have not done any water changes. I don't add any chemicals, obviously, no fertilizers, no ferts, none whatsoever. So I haven't done anything to this tank but feed the fish, and I feed them twice a day, and I feed them very generously, okay? My fish eat up the food. Whatever food's left ends up down in the gravel. The fish that the food that doesn't get eaten by either the snails or the cories, goes back into the dirt and helps fertilize the plants. But as you can see, I've got huge growth, and I mean, listen, this is untouched for nearly 3 weeks. I've got pruning to do. I know that. I've got a little water change to do because the tannins from the wood kind of stains it yellow, and I try to keep that under control. And that's really the only reason why I do water changes. But as you can see, and we'll get up real close and we'll take a look, algae growth on the glass, extremely minimal. Almost to the point where you would think it doesn't need to be cleaned at all. But if you get up real close, you can see a little bit of fuzz growing on it, okay? Again, plants doing really well. No iron, no ferts, no nothing. My dwarf sage here, if you can look at it, is really, really expanding all over the place, growing really well on its own. Okay, I'm not messing with it at all. Got new shoots coming up, new growth all over the place. I just put in a sword that is just starting to pick back up again. They sort of die back a little bit when you first put them in, but no big deal. The only thing I have to say that doesn't do well in this tank for some reason, and I can't figure out, is my Java Fern. It just doesn't like something in this tank. It could be the allelopathy with another plant. I haven't really figured that out. I haven't confirmed it, but there's something about this tank that it doesn't do well in, and it just sort of gets a lot of black on the leaves. It sort of barely grows. It spawns a lot of new rhizomes, as you can see, but the leaves turn black. So I'm curious to get some feedback on that from other people as well. So that was my phone, sorry. All right, so, and that's my tank. So you can look and see, we'll try to get up on the glass, and you can see there's a little bit of a haze on it. It's certainly there, and a quick scrub on the with the algae scraper will get rid of it. But I mean, that's 3 weeks, right? And I could let it go longer. So the water level's down, obviously, but that's about it. So now let's take a look at another tank that I have. This is my 47 column, right? So this is my Angelfish tank, my South American tank. And this tank actually is the same because I maintain them both at the same time. I always do the same maintenance on the same day for both these tanks, right? This tank actually gets natural sunlight, a good, strong natural sunlight. Actually, it's actually stronger than what Walstad recommends in her book, because this is actually an eastern facing window. So what I've done is I've sort of cut back on it a little bit by closing the blinds a little bit. The sun still comes in, and it comes in really strong. And so this tank actually will have a little bit more algae growing on the glass, and you can kind of sort of see that. It's kind of hazy. Let's see if I can get a good shot at it. And this is 3 weeks worth, okay? So you can see I'm really not, and this side glass right here, This is actually, it's coming out kind of lousy, but it's actually almost just as clear. So a little more algae growth on that side. I think you can see the snails kind of love it. They just graze on it like that. So it's kind of a good supplement to them. But this tank grows amazingly. I've got the 2 ocelot swords in there. I've got more jungle val than I can shake a stick at. It's constantly spreading. It's sort of almost a fight to keep it back in the background. And it's probably just going to become worse as it keeps growing. My bronze crypts do really well. I've got a couple of new ones that I'm seeding up in front. They're growing really well, but overall these tanks are doing extremely well. Again, no maintenance, no ferts, nothing of that matter. I've got my Elodia, or Anacaris as you like to call it, depending on what you prefer. That grows really well. So much so that I've got to trim that off because, you know, the angelfish can't get to the top to feed as well if I don't trim it up. But overall, you know, just wanted to give you an idea. You know, this is really, in my mind, low maintenance tanks. And, you know, I don't think that my tanks are the most gorgeous things in the world, but damn, I love looking at them. You know, who doesn't love looking at their fish tanks? But, you know, again, 3 weeks, no maintenance, haven't done anything. Again, I never vacuumed the gravel to begin with anyway. And my maintenance really today is really going to consist of taking the water level down a little bit because it's getting a little yellow from the tannins, trimming up the plants, and putting back in some fresh dechlorinated water. And I really only do about 10 to 15% water change, really. I don't do a lot. So it's never, never a huge deal to do that. And I'm going to do that again on both tanks. And that's it. So I hope you're enjoying the series. If you haven't, if you're seeing this video for the first time and you haven't caught the series on the Walstad that I've been doing, by all means go check it out. I've got it set up in a playlist. You know, we're going from start to finish on my interpretation of it and my experience with it, and trying to dig through some of the scientific facts. If you've seen them, then please hold on. I promise you that the next one is coming, and after that it's back to work. Take it easy, YouTube. See you soon. Bye.